Ben Shapiro truly said the least controversial thing I think I've ever heard about personal finance and the economy this week in a viral interview. And the internet, mostly far left and far right people, freaked out completely. Here is what he said.
If you're a young person and you can't afford to live here, then maybe you should not live here. I mean, that is a real thing. I know that we've now grown up in a society that says that you deserve to live where you grew up. But the reality is that the history of America is almost literally the opposite of that. The history of America is you go to a place where there is opportunity. And if the opportunities are limited here and they're not changing, then you really should try to think about other places where you have better opportunities.
How is this controversial? If you can't afford it, you have to move. What else do you want? To print, are we communists here? Are we printing money? I live in Utah, for example. I would love to have a house in Park City on the ski slopes. I'm a big skier, if you didn't know, but I don't have a right to that, as people online were suggesting. That's just something that I have to go out and earn. And it turns out that Park City is incredibly unaffordable because everyone wants to do it, because it's a beautiful place and the ski resorts are incredible. I can't afford it, so I have to move somewhere else. One day, when I upsize, because I'm going to have more kids, I will again have to move somewhere more affordable. That's not controversial. That's just life. It's not because the world's evil. It's not because the economy is trying to destroy me. It's because, as it turns out, there's finite space in this country and in the world. And when things get full, they get more expensive, right? Supply and demand. And there's a good reason that in Malibu, the real estate is more expensive than in Bakersfield or Elko, Nevada. One is a beautiful oceanside town, one is a dirt pile. And that's why one's more expensive than the other. You don't have a right to live somewhere. And what I'm seeing right now from the far left and the far right, which are almost indistinguishable at this point, is that there's this sentiment that it is so evil, so horrible to just accept facts and reality, which is that you do not have a right to live wherever the heck you want. Because if you did, again, we would have 8 billion people living in Oceanside, California. And that would be physically impossible. What these people wish is that fairy tales and rainbows led the economy for some reason, that we could all just live wherever we want and have a right to it. Make no mistake. I don't care if people on the left or the right are saying this. This is a mentality of the left. It is communist. It's total crap. And frankly, I think it's just deeply unserious, very childish. People who don't understand what reality is. People who just want the world to be a certain way, but don't actually want to work to make it that way. And these are the same people, by the way, who have also made this resurface clip of Ben Shapiro go viral on X about the retirement age. This is from a year or two ago, but people are freaking out about it now. Also uncontroversial, in my opinion. Take a look.
No one in the United States should be retiring at 65 years old. Frankly, I think retirement itself is a stupid idea unless you have some sort of health problem. Everybody that I know who is elderly, who has retired, is dead within 5 years. And if you talk to people who are elderly and they lose their purpose in life by losing their job and they stop working, things go to hell in a handbasket real quick. But put all of that aside, just on a fiscal level and on a logical level. When Franklin Delano Roosevelt established 65 as the retirement age, the average life expectancy in the United States was 63 years old. Today, the average life expectancy in the United States is close to 80. It's totally insane that you believe that you should be able to work from the time that you are essentially 20 to the time that you are 65, which is a 45-year period, pay in, and then you will receive Social Security benefits sufficient to support you and your family, you and your wife or whatever, for another 20 years. That's crazy talk. That is not fiscally sustainable.
Once again, how is this controversial? Everyone knows that retired people die very quickly. That is a fact. And the way our current society is going, by the way, when people retire, no one has kids or grandkids anymore because they're not having kids, right? And so truly, what do you have to live for after you retire? I'm not saying that people have to live to work, but at a certain point, you can look at the data, people do lose their purpose when they end their career. So again, if you want to disagree with that, that's fine. Regardless of if people want to retire at 65 or not, that can be a choice. People can do that if they want. But what Ben is saying in here with Social Security is that the math does not math. Social Security was never meant to be the only retirement that you have, ever. But people treat it that way. They act like that's going to be their whole nest egg. And if you do that, what you are saying, on a financial level at least, is that I'm going to work for 45 years and turn 6.2% of my earnings, which is the Social Security tax, into 20 to 30 years of living. That is financially impossible, as Ben Shapiro says. You would need insane returns on that money to make that happen, which Social Security is not even an investment, doesn't really have returns in the first place. So I don't know what people are expecting. They expect to pay almost no money in Social Security and just magically have millions of dollars when they retire. It does not math. It does not work. All the people saying that we should not raise the retirement age for Social Security, they're missing the point. This isn't about feeling good. It's not about what's right or wrong. This is just about math. If we don't change the retirement age, say goodbye to 4% more of your check every year because of inflation. That's what's happening right now. Because what happens when you have $38 trillion in debt because of these stupid government programs is you go and lose all of the worth of your Social Security check in the first place. You can say you want the Social Security earlier, but just understand that once it gets to you, it will be worth so little, it won't even matter. I love interacting with you guys. That's why I've created my new Substack. Substack is a weekly newsletter that goes right to your inbox. It's completely free to you, and I talk about things I wasn't able to get to on the show, and you're able to respond right back. I will always answer every single person on the Substack. Go check it out right now. Again, completely free to you. The link is in the description below. Thank you so much for watching today's episode, everybody. Please like the video so other great patriots like yourselves will see it. And you can tune in every single weekday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show, or you can watch another video right here.